What's good, my people, man? I know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up, man. And if you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you always notified, man. Hit that like button so that this community could grow, man. It helps us. It helps us. And appreciate everybody who been tapping in on this road to 10K. This channel fresh. It's still fresh, man. It's maybe like 2.5, maybe 3 months that we've been doing this. So, yeah, upgrades and investments will be coming. Man, but I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer. We're gonna get right into it, man.
It's your girl Naturally Love Yahweh back with another video. And yes, I'm going to be talking about Kevin again, but not Kevin Gates. We're talking about the other Kevin, Kevin Hart, and how he is a clown. And he even admitted that he was a clown. But don't take my word for it. We're gonna hear Kevin Gates, Kevin Hart say that he is a clown. In this part series, you'll be seeing a series of clips where Kevin is having an interview. I will even show you a clip where the accident that happened when I think Kevin Hart actually died. But it's actually said that these people are being cloned and they can't even rest in peace because we don't really know that they are dead. But you have people that are so ignorant to these things that, they believe anything. But like I said, my motto, y'all keep up or get lost. But watch this clip and let me know what y'all think.
Do it every time. I look on Twitter, there you are. Facebook, there you are. Television, there you are. How do you do it? I have a clone. I was gonna say that. There's 2 of you. Cat's out the bag. Okay. It's about a good 3 of me. We broke it. They didn't want to release it yet. This is major news that I'm giving you. All right. I'm the first person to ever use it. I'm cloned. Okay. I appreciate it. So I'm able to do all that I do. All right. Movie coming out this weekend. What was it like working with The Rock? I have a clone. I have a clone. I have a clone. I have a clone.
The explosion of the Georgia Guidestones is something that we need to talk about ASAP. But first, for those who don't know, the Georgia Guidestones are located in Elbert County, Georgia. These 19-feet stones contain 10 guiding principles in 8 languages. Yeah, it seems pretty normal, right? But it's not. Part of the message from these mysterious Guidestones in Georgia are talking about population control. The message here in English reads, maintaining humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Unite humanity with a living new language. But yeah, it's clear as day what they wanted to promote. Population control. Ever since 2020, when they attempted to use a man-made virus to control the population and it didn't work, planes blew up right in their faces. And on top of that, for anyone who attempted to halt their progress, got eliminated, got unalived. In 2020, before the prime of 19 hit, Dr. Bing Liu was on the verge of finding some very significant information about 19. Of course they knew this. Again, like I said, it will halt their plans. Y'all know what's next. May 2020, Dr. Bing Liu was found shot and killed in his home. Police reports said that gunshot wounds were found in the head, the neck, and other extremities. Of course, like commonly seen in these cases, it was ruled as a suicide. But all in all, they plans to raise fear throughout the whole world and cause chaos. How controlling the population failed horribly. So like that whole plan blew up, may have just also decided to blow up their blueprint and the 10 guys along with it. Explosion occurred around 4 a.m. I mean, anything to make it look like the people did it. With all that being said, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.
They silence positive power, man.
Can't see infrared. Okay. But the color you would see if your eyes could see infrared. So it's authentic and legit.
To the untrained eye, this is a red speck.
Those aren't little dots of light in the sky.
The detail you see is going to be real.
Those are real bodies. They're interesting places out there.
So you can convince yourself that you see what's in these galaxies.
And they're real.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
This photo did not come from the James Webb Telescope. None of them did. I'm not sure if it's just like a mental health issue or if there's actually like a spell casted over you. But the same people who believe these photos are real are also the same people who believe and it's a disservice to the world. You're actually part of the problem. NASA.gov/web first images. You'll want to download the 28 megabyte photo. Then you'll want to open it up in software that lets you see the metadata. Now the important thing is that you'll be able to see that it was created in Adobe Photoshop. The graphic designer started on July 3rd and he finished making this fake photo on July 7th. So it only took him 5 days to create this fake photo. Now, if you want to fact check this, you'll want to copy the URL, paste it into some third-party photo forensic software, go to metadata. Now, scroll down and you'll be able to see the exact same thing that I showed you before. Made in Adobe Photoshop 2022. You can see the color profiles, all the editing that's been done. And it's completely fake. They're all fake. You can test this yourself.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
Every detail you see is going to be
something that someone had created graphically.
So it's authentic and legit.
And they're real.
Hey, shout out to the dude who went back to look to make sure those was fake photos. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. Because, yeah, like, that just shows we really could go back that far and look. And that's crazy that they really going out their way to try to lie to us. And it's kind of funny. Not funny, but you get what I mean. Hopefully y'all get what I mean. But it's just wild to me. They lying hella hard. And ain't it kind of crazy? Y'all catch that? Every word he had to say got bleeped. What happened to freedom of speech? Damn, they really trying to take our rights and everything from us, huh? Food, water. They mess with the air. Damn, the truth. Everything, bro. Can't speak, say nothing.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Naturally So Yahweh, back with another video, and this is part 2 of Kevin Hart being a clown. I definitely believe that he died when the wreck happened, like I stated in part 1. But you know, let's get some more evidence. Let's hear a statement that Kevin Hart made when he, recovered after, the accident. And we're also going to hear a phone call that his wife made at the time of the accident. But like I stated in my motto, keep up or get lost. Let me know what y'all think.
It was just before 1 a.m. in Malibu, California. The Blue Barracuda crashed about 10 feet off the road and into a ditch, leaving both men with major back injuries and landing Hart in the operating room for spinal surgery. He recently opened up about the aftermath of that crash in an interview with Men's Health, explaining that his recovery process has led him to do better and prioritize his family even more, which his wife, Anika Parrish, is happy about. She tells Men's Health, quote, "There were times where he was here, but not really here. Not to say he wasn't a family man before, but he's expressed that the accident made him make up for some of the time missed because of work." Meanwhile, Hart went on to add, "I'm not trying to get back to where I was before. I want to do better than before. It's a resurrection. That's the best way for me to put it. I feel like the other version of myself died in that moment, and this new version was born to understand and to do better. I'm glad this is coming now. I'm getting older. I'm 40. This is when I'm supposed to start realizing this bleep." That was his quote.
Pay attention now, kiddos. It's not science, it's politics. I've been listening to this bullshit for 50 years. In the 60s, it was oil will be gone in 10 years. In the 70s, it was another ice age in 10 years. In the 80s, it was acid rain will destroy all the crops in 10 years. In the 90s, it was the ozone layer will be destroyed in 10 years. In the 2000s, it was the glaciers will all melt in 10 years. In the 2010s, it was the east and west coast will be underwater from rising sea levels in 10 years. None of this fear-mongering nonsense came true, but it did result in higher taxes every time.
Now, I didn't think of the taxes, but that just made me think. When I was in elementary school, they made us watch The Convenient Truth. And Al Gore was breaking down how the Antarctic Peninsula was going to snap. And when it started to snap, that was signs of global warming. And the ozone layer and the sun rays is getting trapped into the ozone layer. And it was warming the planet up. And that was increasing water to raise. And that was going to start messing with our weather. Well, now that I'm like not a kid no more, I was shook then. But now that I'm like, yeah, I'm way past that. The school, them years when I was in school and I was scared, now it kind of makes sense. Al Gore was just on the list for Epstein Island. Not to mention, if I'm not mistaken, he might have been a Freemason. Y'all quote me, don't quote me on that, but y'all let me know if I'm right or if I'm wrong on that one. But they control the weather. So what if that was his whole plan, was just to come up with all these different damn analogies and ideas and hypotheses and all types of dumb stuff that he came up with, instead of telling us what's really happening, he was like putting it off on different reasons, and he was playing with us, throwing our mind off. I know he had me shook. I was a kid, man. I had to be like 4th grade when I seen that movie. I remember his name, Al Gore, and now that I see his name, I'm like, wait a minute, bro. He was telling the truth, but not the whole damn truth.
And here's another guy. His name is Troy Reed. And he proved that technology is here and gas isn't needed for transportation.
The technology is here. It's going to be here. It's going to go. It's going to work beautiful for the whole world. For mankind.
He actually invented a magnetic-powered vehicle.
So we're hoping this time next year that you'll be able to use it in your home.
It's ultimately killed, and no one ever spoke about a magnetic car again.
See you around. This is your future, people.
And that's my segment on You Ever Heard?
We had a car running off water and magnets now. Damn.
Something is happening with the sharks in our oceans. Ironbound did not ping for 2 months and then ended up in Europe. And this amazing commenter asked an amazing question that made me look even more into this. Here are all the pings that have ever existed in this area. Ironbound is the only shark up here. But if you zoom in just a little bit, you'll see these 2 sharks. You can see them right there. Machaca is one of the sharks, and their last ping was in 2017, but let's zoom in. They were pinged right here, and on the same day ended all the way over here. Not just the same day, less than an hour later. And the second shark, 2014, is Resilient. It took Resilient 2 months to get from there to there with no pings, when all of this are nothing but pings. I know that it's easy to say that this is probably a glitch or a satellite error, but what if it's something else? What if?
Y'all let me know what y'all think that is, but I'm curious to maybe it's like they got fake birds now. What if they made fake sharks too? I don't know. It ain't too. I mean, I could see it being the case. Not maybe necessarily with this, maybe, I don't know, but I'm saying in general terms, what if they making fake sharks too? What y'all think? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this, and what y'all think about the fake sharks. Let me know. Let me know.
These are not the spaceships of little green men. Though that is what our government would like us to keep thinking. Since Bird's expedition down to Antarctica to rid the Germans of their last bases there and the secret flying tech. Our governments have been utilizing and reverse engineering this tech since the war. And I don't believe it was the Germans' tech they were reverse engineering. Even though Operation Paperclip brought all the German bad guys and scientists, including Van Braun, to work for the Allies. Funny how sides switch. No, I believe this was reverse engineered tech from the old world after the last reset. Question of my friends.
Damn, that was in 92. It was 2023. Damn. Is that part of the reset too?
I discovered that the chicken was not a natural bird. That it was a crossbreed between an African jungle fowl and a buzzard or a vulture. I was shocked. See, the buzzard eats everything and anything, and it had the most incredible tasting meat on the earth. Because it ate everything. It had every flavor built into its flesh. Because you are what you eat, so the buzzard was what it ate. Everything. The African jungle fowl only ate grain, and it also ate food that was left over in the villages in Africa, but it wasn't afraid of humans. So it wasn't domesticated, but it wasn't afraid. But its meat tasted terrible. So they figured that it was very hard to catch the vulture and eat him. This is way back in the time, back in the days. But if they took a jungle fowl and a vulture and somehow got them to go out on a date, that they would come up with a brand new bird, the chicken. Well, the chicken was an albino bird that does not live in nature by itself. You'll never find a chicken anywhere in the world running around. Only on farms. You have to change the biochemistry of things that are natural. The chicken is not natural. It doesn't run away. It doesn't fight for itself. The turkey is natural. The turkey fights. In fact, the turkey will break its eggs. That's why you don't see turkey eggs at the grocery store. They can't get to them. Okay?
Damn. Y'all know how many... That's the first... When he just said he was shocked when he heard about them creating a chicken. Bruh. That just ruined everything. Like, I'm already now away from meat entirely. I already was all pork for like 7 years. Steak been for like... Man, couple. And then chicken... Man, chicken was the hardest thing for me to snap. But damn, bruh. That just took me for one. I never heard that before. But now every time I see a chicken, it's going to be so hard to even eat it. Just because I know it came from a buzzard. And like, he right. I haven't seen the chicken in its natural habitat besides a farm. That's wild, bruh. And I don't really like turkey. It was always too dry for me to eat. But like, damn. Damn.
Whether we have buried floors, my own hometown in Wisconsin, worldwide. This is the mud flood. The last reset that buried our structures under several meters of mud and erased our history as a new narrative and the controllers took over.
Pizza, mud flood pizza. Oh, look at this. The mud flood castle. Look at that. Wow.
We are not the most advanced civilization. We are merely the inheritors. Research the mud flood and fall of Tartaria. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
We got a couple of those in Osag.
They came before Columbus. They've been trading with the Aztecs. This is a secret history of the black race that the Europeans were trying to keep from you. And it's not just black people who are being erased from history. It's actually the European characters who were black who are being reworked. For example, Julius Caesar was also black. Did you know? The kings of England were all black until, photography came around. And Christopher Columbus himself was black. So, and as you can see here, the white homeland is in fact, the very North European section up here. So, I mean, that makes me question the veracity of the kings of England being black, actually, I've got to say. But everyone was black up until the white Europeans took over the world and made everyone white, historically.
Hey man, I got in trouble as a kid. I'll never forget it. My grandmother told me Christopher Columbus was black. I'm not sure if I believe it right now, but when I was young, what my family told me was gospel. So, yeah, when she told me that, I was like, oh, I'm about to go tell the teacher that we was doing history. And I told her Christopher Columbus was black, and I got in trouble. I was already a class clown at that age. Like, I was always in trouble. Always. But, yeah, the teacher, I was honest that day, and the class laughed, and I got in trouble again. And, yeah, she sent me outside and told me not to say nothing like that. I would see her today and be like, hey, what you got to say about that? Like, yeah, nah, I probably wouldn't. I ain't gonna waste no energy on that. But yeah, I mean, I got in trouble for that, bro. And that just made me remember. Like, I remember my grandmother telling me Christopher Columbus was black. And I said, no, he wasn't. And she said he was. And I heard that before, but I'm still not sure if I believe it. But I'll look deeper into that. Y'all let me know what y'all believe, though.
This title is from the book of Revelations, because I have to tell you this, and you may think I'm nuts if you want to, but this is the truth. Either these men are following the book of Revelation. The book of Revelation is in the Bible. They're either following it, just like a plan, and bringing the prophecies in there to pass, to manipulate and control those who believe in those prophecies and neutralize them, so to speak. In other words, if this is written in the Bible and God has ordained it, who am I to resist? It must come to pass. So I'm not gonna try to stop it. What a perfect way to neutralize the opposition right off the bat. Or there really is a God. What he said was going to come to pass is coming to pass. AIDS is an invention of man. It's not a natural disease, and it has been implemented and placed into the population as a population control. And when they did it, they had the cure before they did it. And when they deem that enough people have died or been killed, they will say, we have a cure for AIDS. And everybody will be called to report to some place to get an inoculation, which is going to do two things. One, it's going to stop AIDS in its tracks. And number two, it's going to implant a device which will be able to be used to track each individual person and maybe even to control those people. And that's what the pet implant program is all about. It's not about finding lost pets. They don't give a damn about pets. And they would never put a satellite in orbit to find a lost pet. But yet there's a satellite up there that they're using to find pets that have been implanted with these devices. They're testing this program on pets that's going to be used in human beings. And in the Los Angeles Times in 1989, they ran an article. It was 10 Forecasts for the Coming Decade, was the title of the article. I have a copy of it in my research center. And number 5, I believe it was number 5, in those 10 forecasts for the coming decade was chemical or electronic implants to control individual behavior on a 24-hour basis, unquote. So it's not hidden at all. It's there for anybody who wants to look.
Do you know why lawns began to be a trend in the United States? Do you know what the purpose of the lawn was, the grass lawn? The grass lawn was planted to show your neighbors that you were not so poor so as to have to grow your own food.
What?
You were rich enough that you could have someone else buy your food. It was a status symbol. Okay?
Whoa.
There's a reason that we plant the grasses that we plant that require to be mowed every 2 weeks. There are grasses you can grow that you can grow for 6 months without ever having to mow. There are cover crops you can grow, clovers that are great for pollinators that you never have to mow. There's a reason they want us out there mowing our lawns every 2 weeks. Because they want conformity. They want uniformity. They want everyone out mowing their lawns on Saturdays and seeing everyone's lawns and getting caught up in what your neighbor's doing and making sure that you hold up to standards. But guess what? You can feed a family of 4 on a quarter of an acre. You can feed a family of 4 on a quarter of an acre and never have to grocery shop. It is time to change the systems. We can grow hydroponically. We can grow in soil indoors with a little bit of lighting. I'm growing microgreens in what used to be my guest bedroom. You can grow microgreens in your home starting next week.
You can feed a family of 4 on a quarter of an acre. Noted.
The hand symbol that we saw Ted P do and we saw Shaka do, what do they all have in common? They're all plugged in.
Years ago, nepotism was the main way of doing business. If you were born into a family of farmers, you were going to be a farmer and take over the family business. So think about it. Why would any of the rappers, music execs, producers put you on when they have family and friends they can put on? Assets are passed down from generation to generation. As business ideas become more developed over time, maybe we'll see a shift. But nepotism is part of the business world, and it is most likely not going anywhere. Where does that leave the local rappers? Well, mainstream rappers are seen as uneducated high school dropouts. It leaves many of the local hungry artists following the same steps, thinking rapping will get them rich quickly, so education is not needed. Young Jeezy appeared to sell drugs and rap, so they follow and get trapped, not realizing Jeezy and BMF has been connected to intelligence from the start. More on the so-called big drug dealers later. With all of this all in perspective, it makes sense that trap music was a product designed to benefit private prison systems. Remember the man, Jeezy told you to trap or die, but sent his son to college. When in reality those mainstream artists never sold drugs or dropped out. In fact, most if not all of them attended college. It's as if hip-hop hates the educated rapper. Historically, America has always feared intelligent black men. White mainstream Americans profess to hate so-called rap music, so what's the reason for them to back it financially and give it a platform? Maybe it's because it helps dumb down the rest of society. It counters the music that will inspire black people to challenge the status quo. Nepotism will provide an initial boost to your career. It's not your talent and hard work that help you survive in the industry. Every artist that pops up on the worldwide scale, we must understand they may have a family member within the industry. I've noticed some rappers always claim their father was killed, or no longer around. I tend to think they're hiding them to keep up the idea that these rappers are from the streets only, but the father just may be the connection. If you still believe in the music industry at all, you have been blinded. The Music Awards, a group of elitists, nepotism that gets rewards for their contributions for following the rules. The members of the Recording Academy get to sit in their gilded castles, laughing about how Jay-Z won the most awards, which was chosen by them, not the people. It's a game built on nepotism, cosigns, and transfers of power. One must remember in 1996 Tupac was the artist that held the most power and influence. During the fake East Coast-West Coast beef, Tupac often shouted an underground artist Jay-Z name. I see this as transferring the powers as Tupac's time was ending.
And several other New York rapper, Jay-Z from Hawaiian Soapy fame. Bad boy killer, Jay-Z got to looking out for Mobb Deep, all you mother. Jay-Z, all of y'all mother.
Jay-Z. Hey yo, let's say it's one of them tracks I can just ride on mother.
Ain't no nigga like me. Jay-Z, he broken, I smoke dead.
I try to stay away from the music topics, man. But when he says that a lot of the rappers don't have their dads, either they died or, you know, they said they wasn't around, bro, chill out with a black topic like that, because a lot of us don't have our pops. I had most of my homies that I grew up with, none of them had dads, and if they did, there was a stepdad. And most of the time, it was our moms raising us. I had a stepdad. Was it the best experience? Hell no. My homie, he had a stepdad. Was it his best experience? Nah. My pops wasn't there, his pops wasn't there, and my bro, dad got murdered when he was a young kid. Like, yeah, so when I hear these things, it's like, bro, like, there's a rapper, man, I ain't gonna go in details. Like, all I know is some of that, he's on point. Jeezy, he on point. But like, from a music perspective, I write songs. When he talk about J1 based off of, you know, they chose that, like people didn't. Shit, bro, I choose Jay over almost every rapper there's out there based off the talent level. I'm not talking about nothing he's doing outside of rapping. I'm talking about the lyrics, bro. The lyrics, the art of the rap. Like, I'm looking at it from a rapper's perspective. I love the art of rap, bro. So, like, yeah, when I'm listening to Pac, whatever somebody's opinion is, bro, the stuff he's saying, he's talking about the stuff I've seen. Like, yeah, stuff I had to go through. So, like, yeah, I'm not talking about what everybody believed in hand signals and all that. I'm talking about the stuff that he's talking about. Y'all would not see the person y'all see today if I hadn't listened to a Pac. Y'all wouldn't see the person y'all see today if I hadn't listened to Jay, Kendrick, Cole, Nipsey. Like, bro, y'all would not see this person today. Y'all wouldn't get this. I wouldn't even be trying to give y'all positiveness or none of these type of videos if that was the case. I would have just went back to doing what I was doing. But like I said, everybody has their own opinion. I agree with the Jeezy perspective of it though. That was kind of off. BMF and Big Meech and them, I mean, if you getting the product to put to the streets and it's hurting more of your people in your community, why would they have to come down and get that to you? Why would you have more intelligence at a higher up? I mean, yeah, you could pay for that at a certain point in time when your bag reaches a certain amount. But, like, yeah, if them people, them elites, don't like people that look like me sometimes, or just trying to keep any minority down, or anybody in the low class down, why would they want to meet with this person? Why don't they just keep giving them the product? Keep giving the product. He gonna keep pumping it to his people, and it's gonna keep that community vibrating lower. Why would he have to have intelligence? He could just be a pawn and getting used. Straight up. If this is chess, why I gotta? Yeah, the king ain't gonna talk to a peasant. He ain't gonna talk to the pawn. Like, what? Bro, think. That's why I'm like, I hear him. Some of it I get, some of it I don't get. But hey, whatever. Whatever. Hey, I'm with him on some of it.
Americans are being poisoned, brainwashed, and genetically modified without even realizing it. Do you like Skittles? Do you like to taste the rainbow? If your answer is yes, then what I'm about to tell you, this crazy conspiracy theory, is bound to blow your mind. Just a few days ago, a California resident filed a lawsuit against Skittles and its parent company, Mars Incorporated, suing them and claiming that the colorful and tasty candies that we've all grown to adore is unfit for human consumption due to its alarmingly high levels of titanium dioxide, a dangerous additive that puts its consumers at a heightened risk of genotoxicity. And for those of you who don't know, genotoxicity is when a chemical substance has the ability to alter the fundamental structure of our DNA. Titanium dioxide is commonly used for plastics, adhesives, inks, roofing materials, and recent scientific research has proven that titanium dioxide has the ability to bypass our biological membranes, circulate our entire body, and hijack our cells. The European Food Safety Authority has deemed it unsafe and unsuitable for human consumption and has been banned in multiple different countries. This is beyond alarming, especially when you consider the fact that Skittles is one of the many food brands that's owned by Mars Incorporated. And Mars Incorporated is one of the 10 mega companies that owns all of the food brands that we consume.
Have you ever wondered why the United States government is so corrupt? In my last couple of videos, I've been talking about the history of it, and we're going from them times to now. And we're at this point of history where we have to dive into the Confederate States of America. See, when the Confederacy constitutionally seceded from the United States, these bankers, or the Rothschilds, saw yet again another opportunity to become rich off the harvest of debt. And they offered President Lincoln the opportunity to bring the South back into the Union by force, but at a 30% interest. And Lincoln's direct quote was that he would not embark on freeing a black man by bringing the whites into slavery to the bankers. So he used his authority as the president to offer a new currency called the greenback. And this was a direct threat to the wealth and power of the central banks of America. And the London Times responded quickly, and the Bank of London responded quickly, basically saying that if this was to become a thing, they would pay off all their debt, and they wouldn't be in debt with nobody, and all the great mines and wealth would go to North America, and that would bring down the monarchy around the globe. They also stated that this needs to be destroyed, or the country needs to be destroyed as a whole. In 1872, New York bankers sent letters to every bank in the United States, basically urging them to fund any newspapers that opposed this new government currency. They knew themselves that if this was to become a thing, their wealth would crash. And goaded by the private banks, much of Europe was actually for this Confederacy. And they expected that if they were to help the Confederacy, they would bring an end to Lincoln's greenbacks. They were so extreme about it that France and Great Britain considered an outright attack on the United States in support of the Confederacy, but they were held at bay by none other than Russia. See, a lot of people don't know that black people would still be in slavery if it wasn't for Russia's help, because if these two strong powers came into the United States, we for sure wouldn't have won that Civil War. See, Russia was already without a central bank, so they was all for the United States having their own government currency. And without European intervention, the Union ended up winning the Civil War. And President Lincoln announced his intentions of introducing the greenbacks. Yeah, and after they won, you guessed it, that's exactly when he got assassinated. And following his assassination, these greenbacks was pulled off the market, and the people of the United States was forced back into debt, and were forced to go back to these banknotes from these central bankers, and this time with an excessive interest rate. Yeah, these men, when they want something done, they're gonna get somebody killed for it, and they don't care who dies in the process. Like for part 4, because we're going into the Federal Reserve next.
Man, they be coming for people, I see, man. Damn, for the money though.
We're never gonna see that client list because Ghislaine Maxwell is 10 steps ahead of all of us, and she knows how to keep her mouth shut, unlike Jeffrey. Some of you forget that Gillian was born into money and Jeffrey wasn't. They operate by different rules. And I think so many people forget how Jeffrey's life ended. On August 9th, 2019, Jeffrey's lawyer released a testimony that they're going to be releasing high-profile names. Jeffrey didn't want to fall alone. He wanted to take everybody down with him. The next day on August 10th, Jeffrey Epstein took his own life. Right outside of his cell, 2 cameras malfunctioned. And they were the only cameras that malfunctioned. And then there is Jeffrey's lawyer, who was skeptical about the ruling that Jeffrey took his own life. That's not all. The ruling said that he ended his life by hanging, but the autopsy showed that the fractures on his neck is more common in strangulation than by hanging. And then there is Jeffrey's lawyer, who said he spoke to him the night before to strategize on releasing these names, and shortly before his death. That's why there were so many conspiracy theories saying that he didn't take his own life. And at this point, I don't even think it's a conspiracy theory. I believe that he didn't take his own life either. After Jeffrey died, people were digging into this, and they were getting angrier and angrier about the incompetence of the prison system and how they even let this happen. So, you know, when the public is angry, someone needs to be held accountable. So they finally arrested Ghislaine Maxwell. Christina Oxenberg, another royalty, she is the second cousin of Prince Andrew, said, "It's just a hunch. I think a deal had been made already. That's why she's alive." But get this, Christina Oxenberg believes that Ghislaine Maxwell is not actually in jail. This whole thing that Christina's alleging makes me think about what Jay-Z said. Flee in a G450, I might surface. Political refugee asylum can be purchased. Everything is for sale. I got 5 passports and I'm never going to jail. Build your fences, we're digging tunnels. Don't you see we're getting money up under you? Don't you see the private jets flying over you?
Okay, first of all, this is all a movie. This all fake. Epstein probably got caught, and it was like, oh, okay, look, what we're gonna do is act like we're gonna put him in jail, do all this, then we're gonna have you fake your death, bro. You're gonna go back to your island. You got enough power, you got enough powerful friends. That's what's gonna happen. So that the public feels comfortable about all the dumb stuff that came out that we do, that you're gonna take the fall for. But you're not going to have to take the fall, because they're going to think you passed away. And when they think you passed away, that's when you're going to go ahead and go be able to live your life freely like you choose, because they're going to forget once they think you have passed away. This is all fake. They all working together. And when Jay's saying that, yeah, like I said, who knows what he's doing on his outside of his life. But you can't deny the talent. He just put a whole rap and told a whole lot. And the only question I got is, either he with them and he toying with us when he says things like that, or he with us but he pretends he's with them and he just drops little gems here and there through the music. That's all I'm saying. It's one or the other. It's one or the other. Either he playing both sides and it's gonna catch up with his ass, or he on one of the other sides and he's pretending to be on one of the other sides. It's one or the other. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm not here to tell you what I believe. I'm here to react to what I just saw, and I'm not going in detail about what I believe, because that's going to start arguments with people who anybody. I could say I don't believe it, and they're gonna be like, why you don't believe it? And I can say I believe it, and somebody gonna say, well, you shouldn't believe it. Like, yeah, I don't have time to go all through with that, but y'all let me know what y'all think. I will respect it. I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm not here to choose sides. I'm here to look at the bigger picture. And he just dropped some knowledge in there, and regardless of if he's good or bad, he put some type of knowledge for us to run with, and for people who didn't know what was going on. That's what he did. But Epstein ain't dead.
Who else remembers when Bill Gates posted this video on his Instagram, YouTube?
Now, malaria is, of course, transmitted by mosquitoes. I brought some here so you could experience this. We'll let those roam around the auditorium a little bit. There. There's no reason only poor people should have the experience.
It's truth in every joke, man. I say that all the time.
Right, welcome to Secrets of the Sun Part 2. Part of the Faking Space series, well, the sub part. What we're going to see today is clouds in front of and behind the sun. We're told that the sun is 93 million miles away from Earth, and yeah, look at what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing clouds in front of the sun, behind the sun, and I'm seeing the sun set in between them. I want you to trust your senses, use logic, ration, and reason, and trust in yourself. Don't blindly believe what we're told and accept it as gospel. Investigate for yourself. Next time you're out and the sun's setting, have a look at it. See if you can see clouds behind the sun. You might even get a better view than what you're seeing here today. I've just pulled up one clip of many. There are loads on YouTube. I've taken personal clips myself as well. This is a Nikon P900. If you've got that camera, zoom in and try it yourself. You can actually see clouds behind the sun. Copernicus was a Freemason 500 years ago who introduced the idea of the globe and the ball Earth and us rotating around the sun, which is a heliocentric solar system. Heliocentric, Helios, the sun god. It's basically sun worship. So you can see in night vision, not night vision, a black and white filter, you can actually see clouds behind the sun. You can see that one there, that's in front of it, and that one there, behind it. And then you get out of the way. You can tell I'm still new at making these videos, so forgive me, I will get better. Just join me for the journey, I promise I'll improve. There we go, have a look at that. It doesn't get more evident than that. And look at this one. Look at that. Sun in between clouds. You can twist it and turn it whatever way you want, but it is what it is. You can't deny it. Seeing is believing. That is a cloud setting in between clouds. It's like being dunked like a biscuit, but you can't eat it. I hope you guys appreciate this clip. Let me know if you prefer the 1 minute clips or the 15-second clips, or if you prefer the 3-minute clips of me narrating and waffling. Let me know, guys. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what I can improve. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you disagree. I do like a...
Man, somebody in the comments said, hey bro, have you noticed if you go outside, look up and notice when when we were younger, when we was kids, the sky, the clouds look so far away. Now they look so close. He said it's like as if you could throw something up there and it hits a cloud. And I did that. I went outside and now I can't unsee it. Every time I go outside, I look up and I'll see the clouds and I'll be like, bro, they do look kind of closer. And he said, go check. He said, Chicken Little, the sky is falling. So one day I was chilling. I had nothing to do. And I think it was a Saturday. And I was just like, man, let me go and watch I never watched Chicken Little. So I went to YouTube and seen the skies falling in Chicken Little. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe the clouds are getting closer, man. And maybe not maybe, but clearly through logic, reason, and ration. That's not how he put it in order. But like that looks like the sun is a little closer than what they say it might be. And it's between it could be between clouds. You could see him behind the clouds a little bit, but it's not as far as they say it is. But I appreciate y'all, man. If y'all stuck through this video. And I'm going to let y'all get up out of here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Hit that bell so you're always notified. And make sure your post notifications are on. Thank you, though, for tapping in with your boy on this road to 10K. I'm going to let y'all out of here and see y'all on the next one. We gone.